For gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, gossiper Sharona here. So we have some YouTube drama going on between Funky Dineva and Tamar. So at first I was like, should I tackle this? But because it's YouTube and it's a content creator, everyone is talking about it. And I said, you know what? Since I know somewhat of the story that's going on, let me just come and just tell you what's going on. So let's read what it says right here. It says Tamar, Braxton, and Funky Dineva have been embroiled in a public feud, with the latest development being Funky's allegation that Tamar and Mendici Harris, the husband of Yandy Harris, has been secretly seeing each other, according to Funky. He witnessed Tamar and Mendici's getting close on his birthday weekend, which made him uncomfortable. Tamar has since responded, shutting down claims and threatening legal action. The drama unfolded after Tamar claimed she suffered a fractured nose and missing teeth due to an incident she couldn't recall, which led to speculation about Funky's involvement. The situation has escalated, and both parties exchanging shade on social media. So we're going to show you where the situation started when Tamar and Funky, I guess, met up for his birthday. And let's take a quick look at this video. So this is where all the drama begins. You see Funky there and Tamar holding hands. It's supposed to be his birthday party that she threw for him, allegedly. I'm still going to use the word allegedly. And you see them there. Now, at this point, they weren't like close friends. To me, it looked like they met and they wanted to hang out. I think Funky said she reached out to him. And of course, you're going to reach out to someone who's a popular content creator because, you will be seen with Funky because, he's that popular. Anyway, so after that, I think it was the following day, I know this was August 2025, Tamar came out with this post. And this is what she said. She said, I struggle to write this, but everyone keeps calling me. And honestly, I can't even really talk anymore. I'm so weak. I almost died Sunday. I was found in a pool of blood from my friend with a face injury. As the days go by, the worse it is. I fractured my nose, lost some teeth and mobility. The way I look at life now is totally different as my health is on the mend. My mental journey begins. Pray for me for real. I don't even know what happened to me. So Tamar posted that, and when she posted it, she did not clarify that Funky did not do anything. Because like the night before, as you see, they were at the birthday party enjoying themselves. But she didn't say it wasn't Funky. So, of course, Funky was getting attacked by people saying, oh my God, what did you do to this girl? Just going back and forth. And I know Funky came on and, he was upset, rightfully so. Because to have people saying that you're a woman beater and, Funky said that people say he doesn't like black women and stuff like that. Of course it hurts. It's messing with his brand, with his reputation that she didn't come out and say, look, Funky did not do this to me. And, he came on, he talked about it. And still, Tamar didn't say anything. Instead, she posted a video where she was basically saying, does this look like I'm joking? This is what I went through. So all these clips that I'm showing you, it's just pieces because with, YouTube and you can't post this or you have to have permission. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just post a couple clips and then if you want the full story you can go watch it, or if you just want this rundown then you can watch it. So let's look what Tamar had to say.
I'm a Muppet. Y'all look like a Muppet. I don't know what person who doesn't need to be in the hospital be in the hospital for 5 days. I wish I would have known, if I'm being honest. Because I heard that somebody told me that he was showing text, so now I can show a text. And please don't, I blocked you. I don't engage. I'm not going to say your name. Just don't talk about me. I don't want anything else to do with you. You're not my friend. Okay, you don't like me. I'm a muppet. I'm a snagger too. You're right. I'm a snagger too. I have teeth, but I can't chew. Can you imagine how that feels? I'm a muppet. Yeah, I look like a muppet. I'm a muppet. I'm a muppet, and I like drama, although I was in the hospital. I'm trying to figure out how did I get in drama and I'm in the hospital. And I can't feel. This is like tingly. That's not, I don't do drugs, but people do drugs. I don't do drugs of any kind. I don't do cocaine. You should ask people if they do cocaine. I don't do cocaine. I've never done it in my life. So Mendices did the video because I want him to tell his own story. You know, I don't really like telling people's story. You should ask Mendices. And that's not my man. And we're not kicking it. And never have. But it is my friend. But y'all know boys are always my friends.
Morning Hustle Show. You know what it is, L'Oreal. And we have a very special guest today. My friend, Tamar Braxton.
Yeah, she talked about my BBL. It's gone now.
Yeah, it don't even jump.
It's gone.
What happened? It dissolved, okay?
Dissolved.
But we will be
I
dropping
need to get more.
We will be dropping something for that ass,
Yeah.
though. I'll tell you that much.
That part.
Heartbreak Retrograde out right now.
Never talked to her, never met her. And so it wasn't a situation where it was like, oh, I'm finna go after somebody.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I met somebody and this person was perfect for the role.
Yeah.
And their experience was parallel to mine and it worked out.
Yeah.
And we had a great time filming it. It was a very easy, fun shoot. And I don't know. Here we are, Heartbreak Retrograde.
Did you think that it was going to be this much controversy behind just picking somebody?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I think that when people want to continue to associate you with one thing, and that's the objective, that's what happens until, you know, you show people otherwise. And I think that this is what Heartbreak Retrograde is.
Yeah, because it's like, do you feel like you might have like a narrative? Because I do feel like when it comes to blogs and gossip sites, they do kind of pin you to be like a person that goes head to head with a lot of people or.
So you heard Tamar. She does not know Yandy and, you know, Mendici. It was just someone for her video, you know, which I showed earlier. Anyways, because she went on that program and was talking about, you know, this person and birthday and stuff like that, Funky Dineva went off on Tamar. So we're going to listen to some of what Funky had to say again. If you want to hear the full videos, you'll need to go to these content creators' YouTube or Instagram page to see the full video. But let's see what Funky had to say.
Sign would have said Quentin. The sign would have said Funky Dineva on it. Okay? Now, in fairness, it was my birthday week, and maybe in your mind, you were saying, let's go out and continue to hang for your birthday, or it's your birthday, let's hang. But to create this narrative that you went to throw a birthday party for a friend and this friend did you so wrong, that's not right, Tamar, and it's not fair to me, and my feelings are hurt behind it. My feelings are really hurt behind you trying to create this narrative. And here is what the situation is. Whatever reason, you being Tamar Braxton that you are, you like running to the internet and stirring up mess and confusion and drama. It's what you like. There is no real world where anybody busts out the front of their damn mouth and then start talking about they woke up in a pool of blood and they almost died. I did not play it in this interview, but at the time in which you went to the internet, you said you woke up in a pool of blood and almost died. In this interview with L'Oreal, you mentioned that you were home with David or somebody, and they said we need to call an ambulance, and you were like, no, we're not calling no ambulance, which suggests to me that you did not almost die. Okay. But now, since you want to be like this, let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, y'all said we going over here to Sauce in Buckhead. Meet us at Sauce. I said, y'all, I really don't want to go. I drive my car over to Sauce. By the time I get to Sauce, Zoe calls and says, Tamar said, just leave your car at her house and we're going to go to V12. I didn't even want to go. You didn't throw me no party, love. Why are you doing this? Why is it so important for you to create this narrative like you were doing something for a friend and a friend did you so wrong? Okay. So now you and Mendices sneaking and dealing around. Mendices was behind us at the V12. Okay. He just didn't want to walk in or they had arranged it because I never wanted what transpired between me and you to transpire. I didn't. In this moment, it's still not something that I'm very proud of. And I honestly wish that I could go back a couple months and we could be in the place that we were before this happened. But what I can't tolerate is the sly shade, the sly messiness, and this thing that you do. You do just enough. You do just enough that when somebody calls you on it, then you can dip your hands back and be like, I didn't do nothing. What? I didn't do nothing. I didn't say the person's name. Okay, you started out with...
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you
I
talk
went
about
to
I can talk about it, but
Party.
I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that
Now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendices and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you. Now, I don't know whether they was fucking your ass from the back and ran your head through the headboard or what. Okay? But if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mendices and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you. That's who went upstairs with you.
So because Funky was spilling all that tea, which we did not know about, remember, this is not the first time they went back and forth. As I said, it cooled down, but then when she did that interview, it stirred up something. So you heard what Funky had to say. So Tamar now, she posted a letter or a statement, she said, that was from her attorney. And we're going to take a look at it right here. So looking at this statement right here, some were saying this is not real. You know, even Funky was saying it. Other YouTubers were like, this is not real. Basically, it sounds like she's promoting herself with this statement here. You had a fellow YouTuber who called the number to verify the address, and it turned out it was a call center or something to that effect, allegedly. I'm going to use that word, but this is what she put out, as if, you know, Funky, you better keep quiet, because if not, we're going to come after you with all these rumors. And Funky was not buying it. Funky, instead of Funky taking a back seat, he came out swinging with more, I'm going to say, accusations of what went down with Mendici and Tamar. So let's take a look at some of the stuff he had to say.
Inappropriate relationship. Well, you tell me, Tamar, if it's appropriate or inappropriate when we're sitting at Ruth Chris and he's rubbing in between your thighs, in between your dress. Mr. Walker, her attorney, you let me know if that's appropriate or not appropriate, because you were sitting there. Let me move over. You were sitting there and he was drinking and talking and he was touching in between your legs, and rightfully so. Now let me give her this. You pushed his hand and was like, stop, stop. But you know that cute little stop that y'all girls do. And he kept leaning in. He kept leaning in and whispering. And he would rub in between her legs again. And she would push his hands off again. Real cute, like real 16-year-old. Like, let me know if that's appropriate or inappropriate as a male co-star.
Have mercy, not the rubbing in between the thighs and everything like that. And another thing that Funky said was when he asked Tamar about Mendici, he told her, or Tamar told Funky, that he and Yandy, they weren't together anymore and they were only pretending for their show. You know, they're on one of those love and hip hop shows. So he said that they were just pretending. And word on the street is that Mendici's a cheater. Allegedly, he's a serial cheater. As I said, I don't follow these people like that. I don't watch the shows, but I do see snippets of stuff. And I do watch Funky regularly. So when Tamar came out with this and that, I said, you know what? I might not, of course, I don't know these people, but I've seen enough where I can come on and just make a little comment on what's going on. I'm not one of those YouTubers who have sources and, speak as if I know these people and what's going on, in their lives or anything like that. But yeah, so Tamar came out with another post and we'll take a look and read. So, with all the alleged allegations that Funky said went down with Mendici between the legs and everything like that, allegedly, Tamar came out and she said, people like to trigger me, hoping for me to respond and crash out. That's the old me. I always feel the need to defend myself, but my lawyers will this time and every time instead. I'm tired, but I'm learning to take my Tamartian's advice. Use my voice to talk less and sing more. That's it. That's all. God bless. Thank you to my amazing attorney and team who don't lose at James Walker Jr., Esquire and Company. Now back to big business. So that's what she posted after Funky came out with this second, allegation of Mendici between the legs, and she playing like, oh, no, don't do that. And he's a married man, and Tamar is going through it, especially with her sisters, especially Tawanda. I don't know if you watched the Braxton, and when Tawanda accuses Tamar of sleeping with somebody that Tony was with, and everything just popped off. You can go watch a content creator with that story. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And what I don't get with these people is that, especially with Funky, I was saying that something else had to go down. Cause he is real hurt. I get it that when she made those comment that she almost died and she did not clear his name, of course that would piss me off. But for it to cool down and now for it to come back up in such a volatile way where he's saying that allegedly maybe Mendici and this friend who know maybe they did something, they were the ones who did it, or people are saying no, she just did that for a story because she had her music to promote, so she was making all this up. Whether or not it's true or not, Tamar looks like she feeds into drama. And, right there she'll say, I'll talk less but sing more. I leave it to my attorneys. You say that, Tamar, but then when we see you on the Braxtons or out and about, you still have that demeanor of, you want, what's the word? You love the attention, right? You love the attention. You love to create moments that shine attention on yourself, and sometimes it's not for the good. So, as I said, I don't know these people. I watch and I listen and I'll read, and then I can only come on and give my take, my opinion on what is shown. And like they said, first impression is people can judge by how you present yourself. And from ever since, Tamar was just loud, and she's combative, and she, her personality is just a little bit too much. She needs to take it down a tone. And you don't like telling people how to live their life or what they should do, but when your actions keep bringing up negative responses or negative reaction towards you, then you need to say, it's time for me to step back a little and let my talent speak for itself. And even Funky went into that, comparing like to Tamar and other talent. He's like, yes, you can sing, but because of your shenanigans and the way you are, you will never be, like your sister Tony Braxton or any A-list person, because they don't include themselves in these little petty stuff and things like that with Tamar. But yes, gossipers, so that's it. Hopefully I broke it down for you. It's, of course, it's not fully, like I said, the videos, you would have to go and watch the full videos to get everything, but this is basically what's going on and what people are talking about. And what is it Google, when you put somebody's name in or what's going on, and they bring up a quick paragraph. Or let me show you what happens when I put Tamar and Funky Dineva in the search. I already read this to you earlier, but yes, like I said, for me with Funky, something else is behind it. And let's see if it ends here or what, because Funky was going off. He was calling her the B word and don't effing play with him. And he was just spilling stuff to the point where I was like, would I want Funky to be my friend? Because if we get into anything, he's going to spill all my secrets. And like I said, the incident happened, then it kind of quieted down. And because she did this interview with L'Oreal, I'm wondering if something else came up, because I did watch the interview and she answered all the questions. To me it sounded like she did answer all the questions. And when it comes to Mendici, she's like, I don't know him, I only hired him to be in the video, and I don't know the wife. So to have Funky saying all this now, that they were kissing in the Uber and he had his hands up her skirt in the club, and they ran off to the corner, and if anyone has a picture seeing them together, or they would go places and then he will come in minutes after, things like that. So gossipers, what are your thoughts? Hopefully I did explain to you the basic, I would say. As always, please like, share, subscribe.